We know that now Pedro Pascal is getting political yet again, and how it's already beginning to backfire and creating massive backlash from Marvel fans and even from just regular moviegoers. Let's jump into this. Now, one thing about Pedro Pascal is that he has been very clear about this, like a week or two ago, that he will never back down from his political views and his political talking points while also promoting movies. He just doesn't flat out care. And that just goes to show you exactly how out of control Pedro really is. Now, with the Disney company still going through many issues after the Fantastic Four box office is disastrous situation, of course, not just for Marvel Studios, but also for Bob Iger, as the CEO of Disney, and even Kevin Feige, who runs Marvel. However, one major development going on now involves more political rants coming from actor Pedro Pascal in the midst of the Fantastic Four box office situation.
This is not just a Marvel flop. This is the PR disaster, the celebrity meltdown, and the cultural implosion nobody at Disney wants you to see. But we're breaking it down, meme by meme. Fantastic Four, billed as Marvel's big cinematic resurrection, was supposed to set the internet on fire. And it did. Just not the way Bob Iger, Kevin Feige, or Marvel's billion-dollar brain trust hoped. The only explosions were in the group chats. Fans, critics, even Disney insiders roasting Pedro Pascal's press tour and the daddy cringe that turned a blockbuster into a TikTok punchline. Let's get real. Marvel was banking on an easy win. New cast, fresh start, endless hype. Instead, opening weekend rolled in with a whimper. $469 million worldwide. Theaters mostly empty after 2 weeks, and the only lines at the exit. Marvel's reset button turned out to be a self-destruct sequence. And instead of fixing the story, instead of hyping what actually made Fantastic Four legendary, Marvel did the unthinkable. Cue the blame game. Pedro Pascal takes the mic, and, on live camera, blames MAGA and Trump supporters for the lousy box office. Not the writing, not the tired formula, not the fans finally waking up. No, it's all politics, folks. And apparently, if you didn't love the movie, you're the villain.
Now, Pedro recently delivered the following. What I find to be the worst characteristic from MAGA is that they like to argue and they like to point the finger and blame game. For our film, The Fantastic Four, sadly we just didn't reach the exact statistics that we were hoping for at the box office. But this doesn't fall on Disney, Marvel, or the great people like Kevin Feige or Bob Iger, not even myself. This all rests on MAGA's fear of representation and everything else to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion. The greatest issue that we had to face with our film was MAGA creating a political narrative for the Fantastic Four that it was political propaganda. And I think it was those words that steered any casual fans away that don't know any better.
Disney's in panic mode, and you can smell the desperation. Insiders whisper about 3 a.m. boardroom meltdowns. Bob Iger clutching his spreadsheets. PR crews brainstorming ways to spin this as a smash hit, while quietly slashing ad budgets for next time. Every place you look, it's more denial. This is a success! Even as ticket sales crater, even as fans are walking out, not rolling in. You can ring the alarm. The House of Mouse is burning, and they just handed Pedro Pascal the fire extinguisher. Upside down. Let's talk about the press tour. What should have been Hollywood hype turned into tragedy theater. Pedro on the mic, not teasing epic cosmic stakes, not hyping Dr. Doom, not even reminiscing about Stan Lee. Instead, it's rants about dictator, fascism, daddy, and somehow making every interview about politics. If you wanted a masterclass in how to not sell a movie, this was it. The infamous daddy moment. Pedro looks into the camera and, with a straight face, declares himself daddy. Within minutes, it's clipped, memed, and trending worldwide. Not for the role, not for a fight scene or epic line, but for turning Marvel marketing into cringe fodder. Every TikTok is a remix. Every Twitter reply is a roast. You cannot buy disaster publicity this bad. The wider Marvel fatigue? Pedro Pascal's face is everywhere. Star Wars, Last of Us, MCU, commercials, cameos, you name it. At some point, it's less star power, more overexposure overdose. The fans say it out loud. We're tired. We're done. Not only that, when the actor then uses his spotlight to call critics narrow-minded, simple-minded, or politically suspect, the meltdown goes atomic. But what's even wilder? Marvel, Bob Iger, and Disney double down. Instead of course correcting, instead of muting the drama and getting back to basics, they let Pedro's act run wild. Commentators draw the parallel. He's Rachel Zegler for the superhero crowd. Both blamed the fans, both tanked massive properties, both instantly memed. Pedro Zegler soon trends beside their movies.
Not that I would want MAGA to watch my films anyway, I just don't want your business. But they convinced those on both the right and the left to not see this film. They have a fear of powerful women. They have a fear of change and diversity, and especially someone like me playing Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. They just don't get it, man. Nobody else wanted the role, and I took the bravery to take on that role of Mr. Fantastic. If you don't like it, then leave. If you don't like me, you're not going to like Avengers Doomsday, then if I bother you that much. The biggest problem with Trump supporters and MAGA is that they are the leading cause of the destruction of cinema and the art of filmmaking.
Marvel's real problem? It isn't just the movie, it's trust. All the multiverse teasers, all the surprise cameos, all the interconnected plot lines now feel like homework nobody wants to do. Fans aren't clapping like seals for 2-hour CGI messes littered with lectures and meta jokes. They just want to have fun again. But Marvel's not listening. Every interview is more agony. Every excuse is more delusional. Trump supporters ruined Marvel, Pedro shouts. And with every headline, the core audience fades away. Why pay $18 for a disappointment and a lecture when Netflix's skip intro button is right there? The panic is real. PR teams are spinning faster than Quicksilver on Red Bull. But Gen Z is memeing Marvel's corpse. TikTokers are already on to the next thing, and YouTube analysts are dissecting every Pascal meltdown and awkward interview. Will this finally wake up Hollywood? Or do fans just walk away for good? Drop your take in the comments. Who's to blame? Pedro Pascal, Disney leadership, or the writers who forgot how to write? Do you even want another Fantastic Four? Or is the MCU now meme fodder forever? Screenshot, subtitle, and share the daddy cringe moment. Let's see if Marvel can out-meme itself on the next flop. Disney thought politics, buzzwords, and celebrity rants would save the MCU. Instead, they handed the mic to a guy whose biggest viral moment was accidentally destroying any chance Marvel had for a comeback. Fantastic Four didn't revive a brand. It didn't rekindle the magic. All it did was prove that, in 2025, the real Marvel is happening on social media. One meme, roast, and mass fan walkout at a time. So grab your popcorn, save your money, and stay tuned for the sequel. Spoiler: unless Disney wakes up, the only comeback Marvel's getting is another box office meme.